Welcome to the TMC Newsroom. My name is Rich Trani. Thanks for watching us today. We're at our TMC headquarters and we're in Norwalk, Connecticut. And on our program is Joe Gillette. He's the CEO of Stage2 Networks. Joe, welcome back to the program.
Thanks, Rich.
Good to have you here.
Good to be here.
I thought we'd start off just by talking about what your company does and what's happening in the market.
Sure. So we're a hosted voice solutions provider out of New York City with national reach, but a real focus on the New York metro market. Been in business for 7.5 years now. Have grown organically and through M&A. End of last year, we did our first significant acquisition. We bought CTI's hosted voice business. And we feel like as a result of that, and the complementary additions to our team as well as our customer base, we really have vaulted ourselves into a leadership position in the New York metro market, and we're very excited about that and trying to get the word out.
Now, so congratulations on the growth.
Thank you.
Hosted voice market has been growing nicely, especially the last 4 or 5 years. Do you see anything slowing it down?
Definitely not. If anything, I see it picking up. Customers are really, they've come to understand the technology, so we no longer have to spend a lot of cycles explaining or educating the customer on why go to the cloud. Customers are understanding the merits or the benefits of hosting their phone system capabilities in the cloud. And now it's really about taking a consultative approach and really better understanding how we can fit the applications that are available to them to make them more efficient, more productive, and potentially save them a lot of money.
So back in the first few months of the year, ShoreTel acquired M5, and they just rebranded that product as ShoreTel Sky or something like that. I can't remember the exact name, but it's something to that effect. Question there is, there seems to be a move, at least by ShoreTel and potentially some of the other customer premise equipment companies, to buy hosted companies or offer hosted services and maybe have a hybrid approach. Do you think that that is a viable competitor to cloud-only communications, or do you think cloud-only is the better solution?
Well, and congratulations to my good friends at M5 on that deal. Great deal for the market in general and good for them. I think it's a clear indication that the PBX vendors are losing their foothold in terms of what customers are preferring to buy. I think it's clear that the majority of customers with an option of going cloud or prem-based, majority are going cloud. So to me, it was a strategy play from ShoreTel's perspective to say, okay, let's get out of this difficult to grow business and into this higher growth end of the business. And I think it remains to be seen whether the merger will be successful or not. But I've always been a proponent of pure plays. I think Stage2's value proposition has been, we know hosted. We've got a very seasoned team of professionals who have tons of experience both at Stage2 and previous to Stage2 in the hosted PBX marketplace. And so that's part of our value add, is that we're not wondering, should we sell you a prem-based system or a hosted solution. We're very clear how can we leverage our network to the benefit of our customers.
Now, in terms of cloud-based solutions, customers are looking at the cloud for lots of different applications, not just voice, but quite often many of them are already hosting their payroll in the cloud and probably been doing so for a long time, and now they're thinking about maybe putting human resources in the cloud and maybe email and some other things. Is there a need for all of these disparate cloud applications to be able to work more seamlessly together?
I think so. I think it obviously depends on the application, how helpful it is to have it be integrated. But you know, the notion of being able to integrate all your communications in one inbox, I think, is going to lead to higher productivity. So organizations are going to get behind that. I think that more and more, if an enterprise is having their employees live in a particular CRM application, integrating that to the phone system and the communications infrastructure can be incredibly efficiency producing, if you will, for lack of a better term. So yeah, I think more and more you'll see applications getting integrated into the communications infrastructure.
And you think that'll happen? You mentioned CRM, so let's take Salesforce, like their App Exchange. You think
Right.
that's one of the ways that this is going to happen? People will just put their apps up there and you'll download them and integrate?
Yeah, and it already is. You know, most platforms have some type of API, and so we're really talking about the ability to write some code to custom develop an integration of an application that may exist. And Salesforce.com has been integrated to the BroadSoft platform that we support for, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 years now. So this is not something that's coming, it's something that's been around. I think what's really enhanced what can happen going forward is that the API, particularly on the BroadSoft platform that we have, has been now enhanced in such a way that will spur a lot more development because it's just easier to integrate to the platform.
Now, how about social? Are you seeing social affecting your business either from a marketing perspective, for where you're reaching out to your customers, or from the perspective that your customers are saying, hey, I'd really like to integrate my communications with Twitter or Facebook, or is that not happening?
You know, not so much where we see it pushing us in one direction or another. From a marketing perspective, absolutely. You know, I think it's important to get your message out in any way, shape, or form you can. So you'll see a lot more, you know, of companies promoting their services or their programs or their products or their channel on Facebook and the like. But our customers have not come to us yet and said, hey, integrate with social media or the business is going elsewhere. Now, I'm sure if that was a common theme, I would have heard about it, but you know, your question leads me to investigate further whether that's something that might be coming down the road.
Great. So another question I have is, you've got companies like CBeyond that were early to this market, and they provided voice and data, and from there, then they started to go into adjacent markets like backups and things like that.
Right.
And, you know, other companies in this space have looked at things like IP security and IP video security, surveillance. How do you see that as it applies to your company? Do you see it growing to adjacent areas rapidly as something you're going to do?
I don't know how rapidly, but yes, we definitely have a strategy of selling a bundle, and we want that bundle to continue to grow, particularly as the size of pipes grow. We have found heretofore that you know, customers really need assistance in sizing pipes correctly. They need to understand the difference between a private transport and a public internet link, and the merits or benefits of each. They need a lot of assistance on, you know, should I converge my voice and data on one pipe, or should I keep them separate and fail over to each other? These are issues that I think have been out there and you know, we've been working on with customers successfully for enough years now that we're now ready to add other applications. You know, specifically things related to unified communications and desktop video conferencing are things that we intend to roll in the very near term, and we see as natural extensions of what we do.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for your time today. This was great.
Bet. Thank you, Rich. It's a pleasure.